Are you planning to be part of Fintech Startup team? We will guide you through many steps and help you to understand what does it mean, how to use it to help financial organizations and customers to accomplish their goals with best fintech solutions available in the market. What is fintech? Fintech is a portmanteau of financial technology that describes an emerging financial services sector in the 21st century. Originally, the term applied to technology applied to the back end of established consumer and trade financial institutions. Since the end of the first decade of the 21st century, the term has expanded to include any technological innovation in the financial sector, including innovations in financial literacy and education, retail banking, investment and even cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. The term financial technology can apply to any innovation in how people transact business, from the invention of money to double-entry bookkeeping. Financial technology has grown explosively, and fintech, which originally referred to computer technology applied to the back office of banks or trading firms, now describes a broad variety of technological interventions into personal and commercial finance. Who uses fintech? There are 4 broad categories. 1. Business to business, B2B, for banks. And 2. Their business clients. And 3. Business to customer, B2C, for small businesses. And 4. Consumers. Trends toward mobile banking, increased information, data and more accurate analytics and decentralization of access will create opportunities for all 4 groups to interact in heretofore unprecedented ways. The fintech services mainly focus on payments, retail and e-commerce. All business clients and consumers will need these services to be fast and reliable, especially that we already stepped into next generation of consumers, who mostly require to exchange via online tools and as fastest as possible. 1. Payments. The future of payments are now. Banks, retailers and merchants alike are rapidly adapting to the new payments landscape. 2. Retail. The connected consumers are changing the face of retail. Retail should enable retailers to adapt, grow and thrive in this new world of connected commerce, accelerating retail with new ideas, exciting innovations and cutting-edge technology. 3. E-commerce, bringing together entrepreneurs and innovators from across the entire e-commerce value chain. From storefront creation to digital marketing, and from payment to fulfillment and delivery. Fintech main participants are governments, financial organizations and entrepreneurs, and they play the primary roles in success or fail fintech as a technology. Most consumers continue to use multiple channels to conduct their banking based on transaction type and individual behavior patterns. To migrate more transactions to digital channels, financial institutions must move their sole focus away from cost reduction, and instead focus on improving the integrated multi-channel experience. Part of the reason physical branches remain open is because of the preference of consumers to continue to use branches for activities such as opening an account, cashing or depositing checks and seeking financial advice. The reliance on branches should be taken with a grain of salt, since many institutions have made the process of opening accounts digitally exceedingly difficult, and or have not done an adequate job of educating consumers on services such as mobile deposit capture. There is strong evidence that banks and credit unions of all sizes are not making every stage of the customer journey easy, seamless and contextual. This includes the entire account opening process, early new account onboarding and even subsequent engagement around the building of a stronger digital relationship once an account is opened, cross-selling. For any organization, the priorities should be to improve the digital deliverables that include making basic transactions like balance inquiry, funds transfer and bill payments more simple and intuitive, while also making the next stages of engagement like account opening and check deposit more easy to complete with an online and mobile device. Will the future of retail banking be one of evolution or revolution? Fintech companies have rapidly transformed the traditional retail banking industry through disruptive innovation. This has contributed to a completely new way in which consumers can now conduct their financial affairs online, threatening the status quo of traditional retail banks, and redefining a banking model which has been in place for generations. These new low-cost competitors have led to established international retail banks being forced to swiftly increase their pace of digital adoption, to stay relevant and stop mass client attrition to these agile financial startups. Nowadays mobile banking, check imaging, and smartwatches are just a few of the latest financial service innovations assisting people with a variety of ways in which to spend, transfer, and manage their money. Without a doubt, there will be more financial service innovations developed over the coming years by fintech players who are trying to win the hearts and minds of bank customers to convince them to switch accounts to their service. However, as for how much further current technologies can be advanced is not known precisely, and a subject of much debate. This means that for fintech companies to continue their rapid growth, will ultimately come down to the reliability of the technology presently being developed, which either will directly affect their performance positively or negatively, and be a major determining factor on their long-term viability in a highly competitive industry. When asked about fast-moving developments in fintech and the need to invest in technology, the online tools and resources are easy to use, making it a breeze to manage accounts. In terms of the mobile apps, whether you're using it for credit cards, business accounts or personal banking needs, the user experience is cohesive and clean. The attention to detail and focus on putting the customer at the center of the experience is visible. Of the major banks with mobile apps, you surely will have happier customers. Bahrain is working smart to inject much-needed momentum into its financial services industry, by putting a new focus on fintech and related services. Number of state bodies are involved in looking for ways to develop the kingdom's fintech sector, including the Central Bank of Bahrain, CBP, and Economic Development Board, EDB. Speaking at a fintech seminar in Manama on December 3, 2016, the Executive Director Banking Supervision at the CBP, said the central bank was actively considering introducing regulations on fintech. We invite technology companies to set up their offices in Bahrain and use it as a base to serve the entire GCC and Middle East region, he added. The efforts are augmented by a range of initiatives by EDB. The Executive Director for Financial Services and Business Development at the EDB, says that they are working with banks in Bahrain to try and link them with entrepreneurs and startups involved in fintech initiatives. It is also keen to set up an accelerator to offer mentoring and access to finance for those involved in this sector. Specific areas of interest and focus include Islamic finance, an industry in which Bahrain has a strong global position, as well as crowdfunding, payments services, blockchain and robo-advisors. Information technology plays a key role in the development of the modern financial sector. The ability to use it is essential to be successful in the increasingly digital world that surrounds us. A very dynamic development of the fintech industry clearly indicates that the future belongs to companies that have new technologies etched in their DNA. The time has come for fast decision-making and a flexible approach to business. Whoever is going to be first to respond effectively to the needs of different customers, thus far using traditional banking services, will win this race. The revolution we are witnessing applies to a growing number of countries and will also affect our market. Are banks ready? Does the development of the fintech industry pose a real threat to banks? How can banks use new technologies more effectively in order to aid their development? Why wait? Join the new fintech era and experience the beauty of full automated financial services. It's time to change, because the winners always think digital. Think fintech.
This video was created and published by Fintech IT Solutions and Consultations. For any help, please email us on info@fintechglob.com. Think different, think fintech. Thank you for your time and listening.